The Red Bull there. 2 years ago it actually jumped over the fence and took off. So this is a toy for the cows. Now, piles and piles of tin. Back here with some more I-beams, all bent up, out of place. Looks like some of the roads around here. Well, hello there. You got the BUDMAN from beautiful Jackson County, Iowa. Down here checking cows. Got them all sprayed. As you can see, on a normal year, them flies would be all over them. In fact, that calf might have 8 or 10. Cow only has a few. That cow hardly have any. So the spray I got from B&G Feed up in St. Donatus, Iowa, works. Got them all sprayed, got the lick tubs down, we got some creep feed in the creep feeder. Got the big bull over here. Stuck it on that tub there. So just having treats, that's what they're doing, they're having treats. So all sprayed out, got a couple calves over here resting. We got 9 calves, 12 cows, and a bull down here. How you doing, boss? Good girl, good girl. Give a good shout out to Corey, Chad, and Cody. How you doing, guys? Be safe. Okay, so they're looking good. We'll talk to you later. Once again, you got the BUDMAN from beautiful Jackson County. Beans are looking good. Corn's looking good. I'm looking good. Got these cows sprayed. Now we just fed them a treat, brought them all into the pasture here, into the corral. That fly stuff really does work. There's not a lot of flies on these girls. Some, but not a lot. Good girls, bass. Calves are looking good. Got 2 bulls in here. So we got 34 cows, 2 bulls, and 31 calves. Green tags are mine, yellow tags are Ronald's. There's 20. There's a big bull. There's 12, the ornery one. That's the one we got to watch. I haven't had a problem up here with 12, but I guess down there in the yard. So once again, on these cows and bulls, calves, you never want to turn your back on them. You never trust them. They're good cows. I've never had a problem with them, but once again, you just don't want to turn your back on them because you don't know what they're going to do. A nice red one there. And you can see I brought the creep feeder up. They're spending most of the time out here in this pasture because of the pond down there. This is the first year we actually shred it down. As you can see, it's down. Usually it's this high with grass and we get a lot of pink eye and problems. This year, knock on wood, we haven't had that much problem here, so we're good. I'm happy. There's a red bull there. The calves are in the creep feeder. 7 of them in there at one time. There's number 7, that's one of the twins. There's 21's calf there. I call it 21 cows a jumper. One time it was here and it jumped the fence, just like a deer. Crazy what these cows can do. Well, I'd like to get a good look at them. I give them this 6 or 7 buckets about 2-3 times a week just so I get an eye on them. So I can take a look at them, see what they're doing, see if they're having any problems, any medical issues. So that's what we do. 23. They're looking good. Like I said before, I like to bring them in here a couple, 2-3 times a week, call them in, give them a couple buckets of ground corn. Pat brings up 3 ton at a time. We put it up there in the buildings, way up there in the buildings. And that way I just fill up some buckets, bring them down, call them in, and they hear my truck or the 4-wheeler coming, they just come. I don't even have to call these girls anymore. So calves are looking good, like I said. There's Ronald. Okay, you see I'm walking around. I'm just walking around them a couple, 2-3 times. That way I get a good look at them. Checking out for eyes, looking for pink eye, looking for any bad hooves on the cows. So we just got to get a good look at them. I'm really impressed with the stuff I sprayed on them. Keep the flies down. It really looks like it's working. Well, that's just some kind of chemical I get from B&G Feeds. Mix it with water. I think it's like 2 ounces per gallon. Come out with a sprayer. When I sprayed them, it was hard to videotape and spray at the same time. So next time I do it, I'll have somebody else come out and show you what I actually do with them. I just walk along and just spray them. I got a hand pump. Just spray them down and away we go. We'll get a video of that the next one. They sure like that corn, that ground corn up. So once again, you got the BUDMAN from beautiful Jackson County, Iowa, home of Hartung Family Farms. Living the dream. That's what I'm doing. I'm living the dream. So with that being said, we're gonna sign off. I'm gonna go up and check the food plot out, see how that's looking. Water the apple trees, Toad's apple trees. You know, Toad and I planted 2 apple trees up in the food plot area, so I gotta go up and water them a couple times a week. That's what I'm gonna do now. Cows are looking good. Once again, you got the BUDMAN from Hartung Family Farms. This is old Whitey truck, my truck. BUDMAN signing out. Ta-ta for now.
So guys, I'm throwing around the idea of getting a limited merch shop of Hartung Family Farms shirts, sweatshirts, ball caps, and winter caps, just in time for the Christmas season. Plans are in process right now, but I am curious and I want to gauge your interest. Comment down below if you guys would be interested in looking for one of these. I am going to do my best to make them very good quality shirts at a reasonable price. So like I said, shoot me a comment down below because I can't do polls anymore in the card. So shoot me a comment down below on what you guys think and if you guys would be interested. I was thinking Hartung Family Farms logo here and a big logo on the back. I can't contort myself. There you go. What do you think? Colors would be red, the kind of a tan color, or potentially blue. Let me know what you guys think.
Well, good morning everyone. Welcome to Hartung Family Farms. You got the BUDMAN here from beautiful Jackson County, Iowa. Finally got a little bit of rain yesterday. It is actually, today is September the 2nd already. It's crazy how time flies. We do have a good news here in Jackson County, just north of Bellevue. The offshore bar and grill and campground, which is right down over in here. There's 30 some acres, I guess. There's the BUDMAN Inn, offshore bar and grill, and a reception hall. Rumor has it it's been sold. Just out of the blue, closed it up right before Labor Day, about a year ago now, I guess. Supposedly they got it sold and they're going to reopen it, which is a great thing for Bellevue. It's right on the river, so if you ever need a place to stay, come on up here. If you need a place to eat, hopefully it's going to be a good place to eat. I'm thinking it was. But anyway, today it is like 65 degrees out. Like I said, we got about 2/10 of rain last night, just a tad over it, and we needed it. We'll take every drop we can get now. So I'm gonna head out to the farm, check some things out, and then we're going to I'll catch up with you out there. So you got the BUDMAN from beautiful Jackson County. Before we go, I want to take a shout out to a couple other of my friends that were giving me a little bit of static. Josh and Ryan, some of Bellevue's finest, my co-workers. And you got the BUDMAN here in beautiful Jackson County, Iowa. You can see the corn starting to turn, the beans are starting to turn. It is gorgeous up here. I'm out here in the pond pasture. The buildings are over there. This is what we call the pond pasture, checking for lick tubs. As you can see, they are empty. There is a salt block in there. We put salt blocks on top of them. I gotta call B&G Feed and have them drop me off a couple more lick tubs the way it looks, because they are, looks like empty. And this one has a little bit in there, not much. I'll get on the phone when we get back in the car. No cows up here. They must be all way down in the bottom. We'll check that out here in a little bit. This here is called a mineral feeder. What this does is, you can see there's plenty of mineral in there yet for them. But what this is here's a, it's called a cattle bullet. We put kind of a fly spray on this. I cut up an old t-shirt, that's what this is. And we put this in there when they come in here and they touch it with their head to get that mineral. Usually we got salt up here too. I gotta get some salt blocks up there in that little thing. They have to touch that. These are all white probably, well, when I put them up probably about 2 weeks ago. So what they do is they come in and they just hit it, and that gets rubbed on their nose and face, and that way kind of helps with the flies. One good thing about the cool weather is the flies aren't so bad, so that's a great thing for us. I'm gonna head down below and see if I can take a look at the cows and see if they're down there. We'll talk to you here in a little bit. We're down here in the bottom here. As you can see, there are a bunch of cows down here. There's Jumper 21. That's my Jumper. So they're looking pretty good. There's the Red Bull. over here and a black bull back there. We got 2 bulls in amongst these, so there's 34 cows, 2 bulls, and 31 calves in amongst this bunch. Looks like they're getting into the briars a little bit. Then way off in the distance, I can see the cows. We've got cows over there. That's the ones we feed. You see them over there. That's actually our property over there too. It comes down to about over there, then comes into, that's all state ground. This is Heacock property here, Dave Heacock. So we get along really good. The farmers help each other out here a lot. Dave's helped me several times when I got a cow, especially 21, I call Jumper over here. It was 2 years ago. It actually jumped over the fence and took off. So it took us a day to get that thing back into where it had to be. But everything looks good. I checked the cows over really good yesterday. Everything was there, cows and calves. Both sides are good. So we have actually 71 head on this side and 22 or 23 head on the south side of this road here. So looks like they're doing some grading here. So I'm gonna run down here and see what we got for lick tubs down here. Over here we got Little Mill Creek. That's the water source over there. My side, there's 2 water sources. The pond pasture where I just come out of before, where we checked the lick tubs. The pond's up there. And then I have a real little spring-fed pond down here. I'll show you here in a bit. So there's 2 water sources on the north side of this road and 1 nice water source over there on the south side. There's a spring-fed. This is a bridge here. This is a spring-fed here, which is actually a water source too. As you can see, some water down in there. So actually I have 3 sources here. I got a little spring-fed creek there, and I have a pond over here, which I'll show you here shortly. As you see, the corn's looking pretty good. We didn't have a lot of wind damage here. We're very fortunate for that. You get down into Clinton County there, and they had quite a bit of wind damage down that way. So we were real lucky up here. I did check the rain gauge up on the farm. We had 2/10 of rain last night here. I had just over 2/10 at my house north of town, so pretty good. This is what I call the Big Hollow. So we'll walk over here and check the lick tubs. I'll show you this little spring-fed pond. Supposed to have some work done in here. Actually, you can see it's coming out of the pond. That's why I got to get some work done to this pond over here to build the dike up a little bit on this south side, which I'll show you here in a little bit. So here's my little spring-fed pond. This thing will not freeze all the way over this side where they come down and get a drink, and they actually get in there once in a while when it's hot. But there's a little hole there, probably 5 to 10 feet, that will not freeze where that water comes out, which is good for the deer and the other animals that actually live up amongst the timber. They'll actually have water source year round without going over the creek. But I do need to get a little work done over here too. And I want to get this built up a little bit here. They'll come in and fill this in with some dirt, put a tube in here so this can get about another 1.5 to 2 feet higher, so I don't have so much runoff. You can see the tube that's in there. It's only about 4 or 5 inches wide, but that's how it's supposed to drain. But I need to get that filled in a little bit better. Hopefully we can get that done. I also got to get some tile work done up on top of the hill on that I call the west field. Must have tile came loose and washing away the hill into the timber. So as soon as that corn gets out up there, we will have somebody come in and do that tile work so I can get it seeded down this fall so we can get that done. Some people want to know what this is. This is a toy for the cows. It's a scratcher where they come up and they scratch themselves about. It's got a spring on it so it can move. Inside here it has mineral, and we actually put fly repellent in here, in there. That one's empty. I gotta get some in here. And in here, what they do is they walk underneath this stuff. They hit this here to get that. They'll get the fly around, pellet around their face, and when they scratch, they'll get it around their face, body, whatever they need. So that works out pretty good. They're not cheap, but everything's for the cows. We try to do the best we can for our cows. We try to check them. I'm out here every day. Don't get to see them all every day, but every other day I try to feed them, bring them in, take a look. We've had a pretty good year. Once again, we have one of these up on the top side too. It's the same thing, where you put your salt blocks in there, put the fly repellent on these cow bullets, and then they hit this, come in and get this mineral, and away they go. I'm going to tell you this lick tub's going to be empty too. As I can see, it's way over there because it was way over here. So they just keep pushing them when they lick them. And that is empty too, just salt in it. So what I'll do is, since they're down here, I'll have Brian Kelmus from B&G Feed. I'll call him up and he'll actually come down, and I'll have him actually put 2 down here and 1 up in the pond pasture. And I'll have a lick tub put over there on the other side of the creek for them. So we'll have 4, and they're not cheap either. People think farming's cheap and they all make lots of money. Well, that's not the case. You do it because you love it. You're not going to get rich at it, but it's fun to do. You're out in the nature all the time, and you're kind of your own boss out here. I could just spend hours out here just walking around, looking at stuff. Tomorrow I'll run up and take a look at the food plot, check my 2 apple trees that Toad planted, my good buddy Toad. Give them a little water. I got 2 5-gallon buckets up there that I water them with, and we'll see what happens. So hopefully in a couple years we'll have apples up there. Toad's philosophy and my philosophy of that is to feed the deer. My wife's philosophy and that is plant the apple trees so we can have apple pie, which I like both, but I'd rather go deer hunting. Speaking of deer hunting, that's right around the corner. I think bow hunting opens October 1st. Shotgun's always the first Saturday in December, and then so that's the season we go. And I spend lots of hours walking these hills. We basically start up at the buildings and we push everything down this way here. We put blockers, 3 blockers on each side. We push this, and we push a small hollow. Then we got 2 other hollows over there where Dave Heacox and John Henning live. So that's the skinny of it, real quick. Like I said, when I get back in, I'm going to head to town, and I'm going to call Brian on the way in from B&G Feeds to get some lick tubs out here so we can get some stuff so they can lick them. There's protein, lots of minerals, proteins, vitamins in these tubs. Them tubs weigh 250 pounds, so you're not going to pick them up and do whatever you want with them, but that's how it is. It sounds like the cows are coming this way. They must think they're going to get a treat, but they're not. But you can see the grader just went through here, so he went this way, then he'll come back through and grade this out and make it nice. With that being said, you got the BUDMAN from beautiful Jackson County, Iowa. Still got my farm truck, runs like a top. My bale truck, got some good skids on it for tires. Got my cow dog there, Bella, and we're gonna head in and we're gonna do some canning yet today. It's 11 o'clock, I think, 10:30, 11. We're gonna head in, pick some tomatoes, and see if we make some salsa. I make some pretty good salsa. Hello there, you got the BUDMAN here. We're down in Clinton County, down at Pat's. Had some bad wind down here. You can see there's pieces way over there that we packed up. Bunch of beams that come off of this building there. Burning a bunch of stuff. Lots of tin. A lot of damage done to this building here. I want to say a shout out to Silas Decker, my great nephew. I want to say hi to him. Hi Silas. As you can see, there's a lot of damage. We started about 8 o'clock this morning. I got here about 8:15, 8:30. Kicker and his crew was here. But this was just chock full of stuff, and we cleaned it all out. All but one. It's amazing how much wind that can blow that can twist this metal around and around. Just blew this all off. Pieces all over the place. Big mess, but it's also, we're dang lucky. Dang lucky. Picking pieces up way back in there. See the tin's coming off top there. I'm taking that beam off of there. What a mess. What a mess. That's what we got here now. You got the BUDMAN from down in Clinton County, Hartung Family Farm. So you can just see how this just twisted the heck out of it. Here's my hand. Fender straight all around, and amazing what wind can do. You can't mess with Mother Nature. You know, piles and piles of tin. Back here with some more I-beams. All bent up, out of place. It's a mess. But the good thing is nobody got hurt. This could all be replaced in time. Okay, so you got the BUDMAN here from beautiful Clinton County today. So with that being said, ta-ta for now. Looks like some of the roads around here.